Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Sport, Forged Irish Stout. Been joined by Michael Conlan. Slick, how's things? Good launch party
Oh,
last night?
brilliant. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. I'm feeling it now. But a great night, a great celebration all round, and a proper launch for a proper beer.
It's something you've obviously invested in away from boxing. We see a lot of athletes do this in, just as like almost like a bit of a side project. But you've seemed to
Mm.
have got into it the past sort of, I don't know how many months. It's been getting promoted more, and finally we've had a launch. It's been sort of long in the making, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Listen, it was slow and slow at the start, really slow because it was just me and a mate, and now we've got people on board helping us. Doing a great job. So it's it's going well, and I'm really happy.
Where's it been launched then? Like, where can we actually access it? Can we get it here in the UK yet? Is it just predominantly Ireland? I know it's been in Ibiza. What's the crack?
At the minute, we're only in Ireland, but very, very soon. I mean, very soon, it'll be available everywhere.
Class. Well, look, let's move away from that. Just a little sidebar. Um, what's the crack with you? What can you tell us? When
Fuck all, mate.
come on, yeah, you can. You've made a few comments in the past few weeks. Um, obviously hinting at coming back and saying, "Look, I'll be back," kind of thing.
Yeah.
What plan is it to get one in before the end of the year to see where you're at? Where's your head at with it?
It's as we spoke the last time we kind of spoke on the situation. I did say that a roll of dice again, most likely, and that's where I'm at. I've got a few decisions to make, a few things to do first in terms of who, and where, and what I'm going to do for training and stuff. So, I think back closer to home again, back over in Ireland, UK, having to look around and
Yeah.
shop around a few coaches and see which one I gel with best, and then make some decisions after that.
Just to make clear as well, obviously, your time spent with Pedro Diaz, this is more of a decision on making sure that you're closer to home, closer to family. I know you spend a hell of a lot of time, and them trips, they cost a lot of money as well. Is this more of a decision based on what suits you, what's more comfortable kind of thing?
Yeah, at this stage of my career, I think so. Yeah, I think have that kind of security of being close to home. The expense is nowhere near the same as what it is
Yeah,
knowing the US there. So that obviously to play a part. You got to be smart in these situations because you got to be with around the right people and building the right team. And this now I'll say it. I've said it many times already, but I'll say it again that Pedro Diaz is probably one of the best coaches to work with, and I'm very grateful and very thankful for the knowledge he shared with me, and the work he put into me. So um, it's not like I'm making a major announcement or anything. It's just that I think it's probably for the next few anyway. I need to be kind of closer to home.
is he someone, and this is no sort of shade on anyone, but is he someone where you sort of almost wish you met maybe a little bit earlier? Because obviously you only had, I think, maybe 6, 7 proper weeks with him, and it takes a
Yeah,
while to go with someone, doesn't it?
yeah, big time. I think things could have been much different if I was with him from the start of my career. Because his knowledge is unbelievable, and his commitment and work ethic when you're working with him is fantastic. So yeah, I think it would be nice to meet him earlier, but you know, you meet people in at the stages of your career at the times you're meant to meet them, I suppose.
Yeah. Obviously, I know you won't be able to say maybe who you're going to go train with. Kind of, I'm sure you've got that mapped out in your own head, and you'll do that accordingly and make a decision. What is it? What is it for you? I sort of feel like, obviously, after the Lopez thing, it was like, yeah, it was a setback, and then the Jordan Gill fight happened, and you're obviously in a state after the fight where it was like, look, time away, kind of thing. You're coming back. What are you coming back for? What is it?
And coming back to achieve things I still believe I can achieve, and that's still getting to the very top. You know, I know I have that ability. It's just I need to go and prove it now.
Mhm.
Um, That's good. And going back in there, there'll be no expectation. People will be saying he's done and all that there. So it's great. You know what I mean? That's a nice way to come in at things and come in. There's no expectation, no pressure. Just go and enjoy yourself. And that's where I'll roll the dice from there.
Where was the sort of turning point? Because I know how sort of obviously I've seen you away from all the interviews and stuff like that. I know how hard them sort of defeats can be. For a turning point when you've had this time out the ring, whether it be, I don't know, managing your fighters, going to the fights where you went, you know what, fuck it, we need to, we can't sort of end like this kind of thing. I need to carry this
Mhm.
because you regardless of if you'd stopped or whatever, you've had a good career, you've done a lot of things which, I don't know how many percentage of boxers would have achieved.
Mm.
But I don't think no one ever begrudge you if you'd have said, you know what, okay, I'm done, kind of thing. But what was that? What was that moment when you went, nah, we're gonna run this again?
From the start, from the whole thing, even though I was going, nah, fuck it, I was still saying I can't finish like that. That wasn't a true reflection of what I am and what my abilities are. So yeah, it was that for a long time. But I was like, nah, I'd made peace. So I was like, fuck it, it is what it is. But I don't want to finish like that. I don't want to end like that. But then I don't know, probably mid to late May is when I started. They actually started to go. You know what? Fuck it, we're doing it. We're going again.
Yeah,
There was no particular moment or like them watching no fight or something and go bang. Actually, the closest thing to it was when I went into the cage in Bellator in the SSC in Belfast, and I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I could be doing coming out here.
yeah,
Not the cage. Fuck that. But yeah, it was that was one moment where I was like, fuck yeah, it's there's still something here. So
yeah,
you know yourself first, and the people around you know as well, and like the people around me already know, and they know my mindset and they know what I want. So it's
yeah,
good. I'm not gonna come in and shit from the rooftops and scream
yeah.
fucking I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go in. No expectations. Think what you want, believe what you want, say what you want. None of it matters. I just gotta believe myself and fuck everybody else.
100%. Have you sort of put to bed what went wrong in that last fight in your own mind or physically, mentally, whatever it was, ready to
Yeah.
sort of kick on now because only you know kind of thing. Only you know
Yeah,
you.
100%. 100%. And there's plenty of stuff going on. Don't need to say it's all personal stuff.
Nah,
But no, it is what it is. That's life, isn't it? That's life. You gotta kind of roll with the punches. Pardon the pun. But yeah, it's all good now. We're all good now, and I'm just looking forward to the time when I do kind of step back into the gym and start to work again. As I've said in previous interviews, I've not thrown one punch. I mean, I've been doing plenty of running,
yeah.
but I haven't thrown any punches. I've fucking lost loads of muscle, so I need to build up again. I'm looking skinny at the minute.
You talk about muscle and weight and stuff like that. There, obviously, the last fight you moved 130, give yourself that extra few pounds. You see yourself back
Yeah.
down at
So on that one, I didn't move up to 130. The fight was put to us at 130, and because the opponent was going to be fit at 130, and I says, well, it's 8 weeks to the fight now. Fuck it all. It sees me having to cut the last few pounds. So it wasn't like I seen her and Eddie actually saying in an interview after, he can't blame the weight or something like that because he moved up. So it's not obviously he didn't struggle to make weight or something. Like kind of like I was kind of saying that I could make 126, which wasn't the case.
nah.
It was never the case, and I don't know why it was ever said. And it actually annoyed me when I watched it.
What he said,
Because
he referenced 136. I thought you just moved that extra.
no, no, no. So when that last bit was, yeah, it was like something to do with weight, something to do with anyway. It was like about, no, it's not the weight no because he's only moved up or something along those lines. But I don't think he's just trying to make a point of where I'm at and what's next kind of thing. And I don't know what it was. I actually forget the interview now, but it was right after. It was still in the arena.
Right.
Um, So that's when it was, and it just went like I've never even fucking said it. Anything about weight. No, it was never my excuse. So I
No,
mean, I've never been a person to blame the weight on anything.
no, you didn't. I'm going to say after the
Right?
fact you didn't.
And even that one, even being a 130, didn't blame it at 130. It's not doing being a 130. It just was
Yeah,
things out of your control. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. I know you're never going to go into all that anyway. But in terms of moving forward, is in championship weight. When you say what you want achieved, I know you're on
Hmm.
about world titles. So world titles at 126 is what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back then,
Okay.
well, not back then, back to normal.
Yeah. Well, when are we expecting? End of the year, you think? Get a run out?
Who knows? I'm not. I don't even know yet myself. I mean, I'm thinking, October, November, December time around then.
Yeah.
But no, late at the latest, Paddy's Day next year. You know what I mean? So that's the latest. But like, who knows? Could be beforehand.
Get back to the States at some point. You want to do that again?
I would. I like the next one to be back in the States.
Yeah, that'd be class. Talk to me a bit about this drugs thing in boxing. Obviously, everyone was. I think your brother spoke to Lewis at the last press conference about this. I know your stance has always been quite clear, but what do you make of this situation of this guy Ryan Garcia thing? Everyone sort of bypassed the fact that he was 3 pounds heavy and just got lauded this praise for winning the fight and everything he's been through, and it was just a good fight, etc. And he didn't really, in a lot of quarters, get much negativity about that or anything. And then now, obviously, with the drugs thing, is I believe it's just one substance now that they're down to, and they get the B sample back on the 22nd, which you know yourself what the B sample more than likely is going to be the same unless it's
Yeah,
going to be better.
it's the same piss. Oh, sick.
Yeah. What do you make of that whole scenario?
Uh they're all on steroids. I mean, fuck me. A lot of, in my opinion, a lot of fucking of the top guys could be doing something. Um, so am I surprised? No. Look at the people who's been popped already. You know what I mean? And in a big fight like that where you're earning fucking mega dough and you need to win, you really want to win. People will do whatever it takes, and but to win by any means necessary, I suppose. Um, it's a it's a dirty game. Boxing's a dirty game, in many ways. In the actual fighting, when it comes down to this type of stuff, in the actual business of it all, it's a fucking cesspit at times. You know what I mean? So yeah, listen, there's something in your system which should never be in your system.
Hmm.
Well, how's it got there? Explain to me. Oh, you accidentally took a substance which has it in it and only has 1 billionth of a whatever it is. Um, okay, but it's still in your system, so that's still a ban. And that's still and if it's a performance enhancing drug, that should be a lifetime ban. But
Do you know what gets me? When everyone talks about the amount, and someone give me this analogy. They said, say if we all get on the beer now and we get tested, like an hour after we've been on like, I don't know, 12 pints, our levels are going to be sky high. But you give that 12 hours, you might only have enough pints, but it doesn't mean you want to had like
yeah,
12 pints kind of thing. So I don't know. I'm a bit, obviously it's disappointing news kind of thing, but it's just this merry-go-round that's boxing and these failed tests.
yeah. Listen, do I hold anything against them? No, because they're probably all doing it as it says. I mean, if they're all doing it, I'm
Do you,
gonna let them all do it.
do you feel for someone like Devin Haney then in this situation where he's come and he's got to this point? I know there's a lot made around snack and stuff like that, and whatever in America, and Ryan's made that point, and Giovanni's actually backed him actually on that. But do you not think when he's obviously took the beating that he has and he's sitting at home and he's going, hang on, he's just coming 3 pounds overweight and now he's failed the test and I've been knocked down 3 times and he took a beating in that fight as well. Like he looked quite vulnerable. Do you think you feel sorry for someone like Devon who's had to go through that?
Yeah, in a sense, I do because if he's clean, and everything is an if. Cause I don't know if they're not, or I don't know if they are, whatever. But I'll say if to anybody, because there's nobody who is guaranteed not to be, in this sport at the minute. Um, so if he has been, and he has none, he's never been caught. So you'd be devastated, you'd be gutted. But at the same time, I see the point which Garcia and stuff say about snack and all that there, because you've watched the Netflix show on the main fella,
Yeah.
and so you know, but like he might be legit now. Who knows? I don't know. So it's a world of unknowns, and who can hide the best stuff probably.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a mad world. Right, look, let's leave it there, pal. We'll catch up soon. I think Birmingham, Lewis Crocker's on, so I know you'll be
yeah,
down for that. So probably have a catch up around that time about what's going on
yeah.
and if any further news about whether it be trainer, fights or whatnot.
So,
And yeah, we'll catch up nearer then.